It just feels like my swing is sort of. It's just I probably couldn't. It feels like I couldn't be less effective if I tried. Almost. It's a pretty good.
Yes,
representation.
It's literally everything you told me it is. Yeah.
You know, I know that if I can stay connected out there and get drawn to that, I'm in a good place.
Oh, Tim! There we go. That's fantastic. Go for it, hop. Yeah, and very, 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 very quickly, it's going to go from a foot under the ground to a foot above the ground.
So I cannot get my head around that. I've seen you do this, it's just like,
yeah,
it can't be.
You have to experience it.
I haven't been there.
Yeah, exactly. Because you've never had, or say never.
You know, I know that if I can stay connected out there and get drawn to that, I'm in a good place. But obviously, once you start to do a few iffy shots, I get very, very ball focused, and my, it just feels like my swing is sort of the absolute exaggeration of that, as opposed to this wonderful movement of you talk about throwing.
Yeah.
You know, I can do all your exercises I can do. I can't relate this to the club and the golf ball.
Cool. So that's what we need to do today is match that up.
Yeah. I want to feel this natural throwing action or throwing the club.
Yeah.
But with a ball and a target.
Yeah, and of course it is different, if we're throwing something rather than playing a golf shot, but principally very similar movement patterns. And often what you see is the natural movement because you've got no constraints to throwing a ball.
Exactly. I know my low point can be anywhere from here to here. I'm this at the moment.
Right.
As opposed to that.
Yeah, you know it all.
Yeah.
But then it's about
knowing it. And
you've passed the theory test.
Exactly. So I want to embed the theory into my swing. So I'd like to feel the force from the ground. I'd like to use the ground properly. The driver is, as I mentioned, can be anywhere.
Pull, draw, push, fade.
Yeah. I want to feel. I'm tall. I've got plenty of levers for power.
Yeah.
I can hit it far enough. But I just know there's so much more in the tank. I'm not looking for the holy grail of consistency because I know that's a real sort of a bit out there. But I'd like to find something that's more natural to me and more repetitive.
Yeah. And that holy grail of consistency that everyone wants, of course, is and I know what people mean. What they really want, or I'm guessing what people really want when they say that is a consistency of outcome, right? Because i.e. they want the ball to fly in the way they intended it to fly, right? Because if you have a consistent golf swing with a consistent ball flight, it's not going to be that good. Because as soon as you don't have the perfect lie for your consistent swing, well, you're stuffed. So the consistency of outcome, i.e. being able to hit the fairway and hit the green on the correct side that you wanted to and stuff like this, is actually born out of adaptability. How does the swing feel overall? As in, does it feel free?
No, it feels clunky. It feels clunky. It feels like there's two rods here, two pillars here, and I've just put my top of my body on it, and it's like swinging through treacle. It's just there's nothing happening here. It's just I probably couldn't. It feels like I couldn't be less effective if I tried. Almost.
Yeah.
So really, it feels really
inefficiency
effective.
Right up.
Yeah. I can get it. I can hit the ball. I can get it round. Some days I can score pretty good, but it's just like hard work, and I don't enjoy my swing. I want to enjoy the feel of my swing.
Absolutely.
I want to feel that. This movement is lovely. I love swinging my arm. That's just a lovely movement. I want to enjoy my swing and not have to think about it. It's so easy to get into my head.
Yeah.
And I want to be more out there rather than here. Not much good happens up here.
And what flight do you sort of play for or try?
A draw.
For?
I'm higher than that, obviously. Yeah, just a draw. But I struggle with seeing shape, fun enough.
And you said quite a lot of shanks, did you say?
Yeah, I can hit a shank, yeah. There we go. It's a pretty good representation
it's
of all
literally
that.
everything you told me it is. Yeah. Yeah, because what we're doing in these is always watching and listening and observing how you go about your business. What's interesting is the response to it. And I didn't ask you the question, but it's given me the opportunity to now that we've had 3 in a row, right?
Yeah.
So my question is, what do you do now?
Yeah,
so we've had 3 sort of half shanks, if you like, sort of heely-hozzily. What do you do in response to that now? Honestly,
I won't. I was just doing the golf club. I won't be trying to do something.
right. As you correctly identified already, it's really clean, isn't it?
Yeah.
You hardly touching mat
No.
at all. And you mentioned your low point, and you're absolutely bang on. What we've got is a low point that is just far too close to the surface, generally a little bit back as well. So by the time you're actually at ball, club face is over-rotated, we're catching it clean off the bottom, few grooves, and it's pull drawing. So you've kind of got a little bit of a swing direction right, but because the low point is back, so we're imagining this is the arc of the club head, see the arc is coming back left because the low point's behind the ball above the surface a lot of the time. So actually the path is kind of like straight down at target really, but then what happens is your face closes to that just a little bit, so we start ever so slightly left to target and draw more left to target. So as you know, we want to get that low point forward, so we're striking on the downward part of the arc, and that then is going to help us play draws because we've got a natural path to the right because of the angle of attack. So absolutely we want to go in front of the ball, but we also need to be in control of this. So the low point is 3-dimensional, as with pretty much everything really. So yeah, we want to manage it front and back, but we also need to manage it left to right. Really importantly for both your strike and your flight control, up and down. Because actually, you know, traditionally perceived as a static sport only because that's not moving. But everything else is. Your whole body's moving. Your thoughts are moving. The environment is in effect moving. Wind, drying up, moistening up, like that's changeable throughout 4 hours, of course. On the high ground, on the low ground, softer and firmer ground, like this thing is dynamic and changing. So too is our low point. Because at some point in the swing, if we're talking front to back, it's going to start somewhere and it's probably going to go quite far back and then really far forward and then back a little bit. It's coming back and around with us and then forward and then very quickly coming back.
How much of an exaggeration is that?
I don't know.
No, but not much.
Oh, no, not much.
Right, okay. Yeah. I've never seen it. I've never thought it in that way. Just that's completely.
Because everyone's like, yeah, divot in front of the ball.
Yeah.
But what direction's that divot going? Let's just do a couple of little jumps, just straight up and down, and
flex jumping or.
No, that was good. That was good. And can we get higher now? So what would your mechanism be for getting higher? Well done. When we're shifting in our swing, generally going into flexion. So we're going down in our shift. Down and across. So we're kind of going like that. Down and across. And really see how down I am here. And it probably won't go here in an actual golf swing, but we're going sort of beyond what might be functional in a golf swing to sort of exaggerate, if you like, to then find what is optimal in our golf swing. So just one swing at a time, stepping down and across, pop quite aggressively up, and we'll feel how that gives us momentum for the swing. Yes, 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 yes. And then just pop straight up off that right foot. Yeah, awesome. Well done. Down and across into flexion and then pop up. There you go. There we go. Few of these. Really pushing off that tennis ball. Yeah. Went airborne then. One more. Down and across. Yes. And then exactly. Great, because that time you really pushed it off and pressure went into the back of the heel. It was good. Can you feel like it's actually your lower body that's swinging this club rather than the arm? Brilliant. Does this feel ridiculously low to you, or does it feel
completely ridiculous?
It's completely ridiculous. Okay, it'll be interesting when you watch a video as to how this actually looks like, and then pop and release, and well done.
Yeah, it feels like the divot's going to be back there somewhere.
yeah. Go to that place we just found. Yeah. And now, just bring your arm down, stay there with your body, and now bring your arm down and see how far under the ground you are. Right, which is a long way under the ground. But actually, you're going to pop, so go for it, pop, and very, 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 very quickly, it's going to go from a foot under the ground to a foot above the ground.
So I cannot get my head around that. I've seen you do this, it's just like,
Yeah.
Can't be. Just can't. 'Cause
Yeah,
I've never been there.
You have to experience it.
I haven't been there.
Yeah, exactly. Because you've never had,
No.
or say never had, your mechanism for getting back out the ground just hasn't been quick enough.
No.
Or at the right time, maybe.
No.
So either the actual impulse of it, the speed of it coming up, either hasn't been enough, and then you will get your massive fats and all that jazz, or it has been quick enough. It just hasn't happened at the right time. It's either been it's probably been too late, to be honest. So that you are still there as you're delivering club, rather than most of the way out of it. It is going to feel nuts to you because, like you said, if you've never really been there, and now put your right hand on it. So it's going to feel somewhere, not necessarily exactly like this, but it's going to feel somewhere like that. Yeah.
Oh, I reckon I could hit a ball off those stones now.
Yeah, and then, well, come out of it, because don't swing, because you might ruin your club. But yeah, this is where we're going. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Tim, that's absolutely fabulous.
It's very different.
Yeah, that's fabulous. It's amazing how quickly you've taken to this, I must say.
Yeah. Well,
I haven't taught many people who've played a long time who so quickly switch onto this. It's great.
Thank you.
It's really explore that flexion with the pelvis. It's good, but just from there, yeah.
Right.
Because sometimes, and it's going to differ, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you've got like a 100-yard sort of wedge or something like that, you know, it's going to be a bit different than if you're trying to, you know, you've got a long par 5 and you really want to let a driver hit. The amount of flexion and force you use is going to be different. So grip it down, 2 hands, and then it is just feeling that exercise, swing the club. That's wicked.
If you love the coaching and want to experience the effects of the training that you see with our pupils, you can purchase the GRFI system yourself by following the link in the video description. You'll get all the equipment and a 2-hour download covering all the fundamentals, exploring your movement and how you can use the ground and create those all-important ground reaction forces and transfer them through to clubhead speed and experience the gains that you're seeing in the videos.
Yeah, wicked. You're shifting a lot more. Fantastic. Look at this.
Yeah.
We're hearing thuds, there's even little club drops going on. We've got an increase in distance as well so far. Fabulous, look at that.
That was a different ball flight there.
That is a lovely ball flight. Yeah, nice one. Look at this.
Going that way. Yeah. We haven't seen that before.
Nice extended on the left side. Pressure's clearly shifted from the front of the foot to the back, exactly, instead of just shearing off like this. One more. Just want to have a look from down the line. Sure. Nice. I love the way you're just throwing it back.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim!
Yeah.
There we go. That's the baby.
So it's a different way of, I can see I've been trying to have a quick backswing, but it's all been going together.
Yeah, it might not have been coming from the right place.
No, exactly.
i.e. still coming from the upper body. That,
Exactly.
when I said it,
Yeah.
it's great. You can literally, well, I can anyway, you can see that the force from the ground is throwing it back.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant because when you do throw it back,
Thought you'd go, but you didn't, so I'm sitting here. Thought I heard my phone ring.